Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I am the co-founder of Kraku. In this video, we will be looking at the video solutions for CAT 2022 Slot 3 Quant. We will be initially showing the question. Please pause the screen at that time, and after that the video solution for the question will come. If you are having any doubts, try to solve this question on your own, any question. And if you are having still any doubts with any of these questions, feel free to comment below the video. Let us know why you think the solution is either incorrect or lengthy. And if you have a better way to answering that question, again feel free to comment below the video. I'll look at all the solutions, especially the elegant solutions or the nice solutions that students present, and I'll definitely try to respond back to each one of them. Kraku provides a lot of free materials for CAT. We are providing 3 free CAT mocks. All of them are in the latest pattern and have detailed video solutions. You have to just Google search Kraku free CAT mock to get access to the 3 free CAT mocks. They're taken by thousands of students from all across the country and they will benefit you quite a lot. You can immediately figure out how you're faring when you're taking a mock which is in the latest pattern of CAT. If you're looking for previous papers for CAT, we also provide all the previous papers of CAT with detailed text and video solutions in a PDF format. You can just Google search Kraku CAT previous papers to get access to the previous papers of CAT. Not just CAT, we provide previous papers for all the important MBA exams like XAT, SNAP, CMAT, IFT. We provide previous papers for all of them completely for free with detailed video solutions. We also have detailed formula PDF. So all the important formulas for CAT across the different topics, we have created a PDF which is downloaded and read by thousands of students. You have to just Google search Kraku CAT formula PDF to get access to that page where you can download all the PDFs. Completely for free, and they will benefit you quite a lot. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, please do like it and please do share it with your friends. In this question, we are told that C is equal to 16 into x by y plus 49 into y by x for some non-zero real numbers x and y. Then C cannot take the value of. That is what we are required to calculate. Let us assume that x by y is equal to a variable called t. So the value of C is equal to 16t plus 49 divided by t, because y by x will be 1 by t. Now let us consider two cases. Let us first consider the case where t is greater than 0. If t is greater than 0, we can use the arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean on the right hand side. So 16t plus 49 by t divided by 2 is greater than or equal to the square root of 16t into 49 by t, that is 16 into 49. Square root of 16 is 4, square root of 49 is 7. So this is equal to 28. Or 16t plus 49 by t is greater than or equal to 56. This is when t is greater than 0. Similarly, when t is less than 0, just to make things easier, let us assume that t is equal to minus p for some number p. So p will be greater than 0. And the value of c is equal to minus 16p minus 49 by p. Or the value of minus c is equal to 16p plus 49 by p. Like in the earlier case, here we have p to be greater than 0. So minus c will be greater than or equal to 56. If you multiply the inequality with minus 1, because it is a negative number, the sign of the inequality will change. So c is less than or equal to minus 56. So this would imply that the values that c can take, if this is the number series, we have minus 56 over here and we have plus 56 over here. C can take any number from 56 to infinity. C can also take any number from minus infinity to minus 56. But C cannot take the numbers in between. So C cannot be any number between minus 56 and plus 56. The only option which is satisfying that is minus 50. That lies between minus 56 and 56. So that cannot be the value of the given expression C. Now suppose k is an integer such that the equation 2x square plus kx plus 5 has no real roots. If you have a quadratic equation which is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, this equation has no real roots if the discriminant is less than 0. What is the discriminant of this quadratic equation? The discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac, the discriminant d. So if d is less than 0, this will have no real roots. If d is equal to 0, then the roots will be real and equal, or essentially it will have one real root. If d is greater than 0, it will have two distinct real roots. In this particular case, we are told that 2x square plus kx plus 5 has no real roots. That is, the discriminant is less than 0. That would imply that k square minus 4 into 2 into 5 is less than 0, or k square is less than 40. If k square is less than 40 and k is an integer, what are the values that k can take? K will be either minus 6 or minus 5 or minus 4 or minus 3 or minus 2 or minus 1, or it will be 0, or it will be 6 or 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. We are also told that the second equation, x square plus k minus 5x plus 1, has two distinct real roots. That is the third case. Here the discriminant is greater than 0. So k minus 5 whole square is greater than 4. This can be simplified. This will be k square minus 10x plus 25 is greater than 4, or k square minus 10x plus 21 is greater than 0, or this is k minus 7 into k minus 3 is greater than 0. So either k is less than 3 or k is greater than 7. Which of these values satisfies k either being less than 3 or k being greater than 7? These four values don't satisfy it, because they lie between 3 and 7. The values which satisfy it are 1, 2, 0 and minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2 and minus 1. So the total number of such values is 6 plus 1 plus 2, which is 9. That is option A. In this question, we are told that square root of 7 by 5 to the power 3x minus y is equal to 875 by 2401. If you are trying to simplify 875 divided by 2401, 875 is equal to 7 into 125. And 2401 we know is 7 to the power 4. So this is basically equal to 125 divided by 7 cube, or this is equal to 5 by 7 whole cube. Now square root of 7 by 5 to the power 3x minus y can be simplified to equal 7 by 5 to the power 3x minus y divided by 2. This is equal to 5 by 7 whole cube, or 3x minus y by 2 is equal to minus 3, or the value of 3x minus y is equal to minus 6, or the value of y minus 3x is equal to 6. This is one equation between x and y. If you are looking at the second equation, we are told that for all values of a and b, 4a by b to the power 6x minus y is equal to 2a by b to the power y minus 6x. You will notice that this is 6x minus y and this is y minus 6x, which is basically a negative value of one another, and this is true for all non-zero values of a and b. This will be true if and only if this power in the exponent is equal to 0, or the value of y has to be equal to 6x. If y is equal to 6x and y minus 3x is equal to 6, it would imply that 3x is equal to 6 or x is equal to 2. If x is equal to 2, y will be equal to 12, which is 6 times x, and x plus y will be equal to 14. If you are wondering why 4a by b to the power 6x minus y, if this is equal to 2a by b to the power y minus 6x, why this should imply that y is equal to 6x, you can bring both of them to the other side. 4a by b to the power 6x minus y into 2a by b to the power 6x minus y, this is equal to 1 for all values of a and b. Clearly you will figure out that this will happen only if 8a square by b square to the power 6x minus y is equal to 1 for all values of a and b. That will happen only if 6x is equal to y. So the answer is x plus y is equal to 14. In this question, we are told that there are 6 distinct natural numbers such that the average of the two smallest numbers is 14 and the average of the two largest number is 28. We are required to calculate the maximum possible average of these 6 numbers. Let the 6 numbers be A, B, C, D, E and F in that order such that A is less than, B is less than, C is less than, D is less than, E is less than F. The average of the two smallest numbers is 14. Therefore, their sum is 14 into 2, which is equal to 28. The average of the two largest numbers, E and F, is 28. So their sum will be 28 into 2, which is equal to 56. In order to maximize the average, we have to maximize the sum of C plus D. What is the maximum possible value of D? That will be dependent on the maximum possible value of E, because we know for sure that D is less than E. And if you know that E plus F is equal to 56, that is the average of E and F is 28, the maximum possible value of E will be 27. Because if E is 28, F will be greater than 28 and their average will be greater than 28. So the maximum possible value of E is 27, in which case the value of F will be equal to 29. And the maximum possible value of D is equal to 26, which is just 1 less than 27. And the maximum possible value of C is 25, which is just 1 less than 26. So the maximum possible sum of C and D will be 26 plus 25, which is 51. Therefore, the maximum possible sum of the 6 numbers is 28 plus 51 plus 56, which is equal to 135, and their average is 135 divided by 6, which is equal to 45 divided by 2, which is equal to 22.5. So the value is option D. That will be the correct answer. In this question, we are told that there is a triangle ABC. Let us assume this is ABC, this is A, this is B, and this is C. The medians BD, so B will be over here, this is BD, and CE, this will be CE, this is BD, this is CE, they intersect at point O. The area of the triangle ABC is given to be 108 square centimeters. We are required to calculate the area of triangle EOD. So let us join E and D. Let us assume that the area of EOD, triangle EOD, is equal to P. What can we say about the area of triangle EOB? This area will be 2P. Why is that the case? The reason for that is because O is the centroid of the triangle ABC, and every centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. So this will be 2 and this will be 1. The length of OB to that of OD is 2:1. Similarly, the length of OC to O will also be 2:1. So this will be 2 and this will be 1. That is the ratio. Just for the sake of understanding, this can be 2A and this will be A, and this will be 2B and this will be B. Now this would imply that the area of triangle COD will be 2P. And what is the area of triangle BOC? This will be 2 times 2P. This will be equal to 4P. If you are trying to understand why this is the case, imagine that you have a triangle like this. This is a separate triangle. Now suppose a line is drawn to some point on the base. Let this be X, Y and Z, and let this be W. The ratio of triangle, the area of triangle XYW to that of the area of WXZ, this area is equal to, this ratio is YW divided by ZW. Because the height of triangle WXY and the height of triangle WXZ, both of them are the same. The height will essentially equal the length of the perpendicular drawn from X to YZ. So if the height is the same, the ratio of the areas is basically the ratio of the length of the bases. So in this case, this will be equal to XW by XZ. Whatever is this ratio, that will be the ratio of the areas. If you are using this concept multiple times, you will be able to easily figure out the respective ratios of the areas of the triangles. If you are looking at EOD divided by BOE, this ratio is same as this is O, so this is same as OD divided by OB, and because centroid divides this in the ratio of 2:1, this will be 1:2. So if this is P, this will be 2P. For the same exact reason, area of triangle DOC will be 2P. Now if you are comparing the areas of triangle EBO, that is this triangle, and triangle BOC, this is equal to EO, that is this length, divided by CO, that is this length. This also will be 1 by 2. We know that the area of triangle EBO is 2p, so this will be equal to 4p. That is how we got it. Now we know that ED is dividing the sides AB and AC in the ratio equally, because this is basically the medians. So now we know that if the area of triangle AED is say y, the area of the bottom part is p plus 2p plus 4p plus 2p, this is equal to 9p. Now we know that area of triangle AED divided by area of triangle ABC is equal to 1:4. We'll come to that. Right now just accept that it will be 1:4. So this would imply that y divided by y plus 9p is equal to 1:4. Or if you simplify this, you will figure out that y is equal to 3p. So this is equal to 3p. And this bottom area is 9p. So the total area of triangle ABC will be 12p, which is equal to 108, or the value of p will be equal to 9 square centimeters. Now if you are trying to understand, let me clear this off. If you are trying to understand why the ratio of the area of the smaller triangle and the bigger triangle is 1:4, if say this is a triangle, this is how the triangle is, and you join the midpoints of two sides. Now we know a lot of information about this. If this is A, this is B, and this is C, and this is D, and this is E. If say D and D are midpoints of B and C, these two are the same and these two are the same. Now a few things that you should know is that DE will be always parallel to BC, and the area of triangle ADE will be exactly 1/4 the area of triangle ABC, which is the larger triangle. Or trying to simplify this further, the area of triangle ADE will be 1/3 the trapezium, the bottom trapezium, which is DEBC. So if this is x, this will be 3x, and the area of triangle ABC will be 4x. In our earlier problem, we figured out that the area of this bottom trapezium is 9p. Therefore, the area of the top triangle is 3p, which is 1/3 of it. Therefore, the total area is 12p, which is given to us as 108. So the value of p will be 9 square centimeters. So the answer for this question is 9.
Google search Krakow free cat mocks. Click on the first link. You can attempt 3 latest cat mocks in the actual exam interface. After completing the test, you get detailed solutions, analysis, percentile along with your scorecard to gauge your all-India performance. Click on the solution to get video solutions from our expert faculty.
In this question, we are told that there is a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c, and one of the roots is 3 plus 2 root 2. If a, b and c are integers and one of the roots is 3 plus 2 root 2, it would imply that the other root has to be the complement of 3 plus 2 root 2, which is 3 minus 2 root 2. So the two roots of ax square plus bx plus c will be 3 plus 2 root 2 and 3 minus 2 root 2. What is the sum of these two roots? What is the sum of 3 plus 2 root 2 and 3 minus 2 root 2? That is 6. And what is the product of 3 plus 2 root 2 and 3 minus 2 root 2? 3 plus 2 root 2 into 3 minus 2 root 2. This is 3 square. This is of the form a plus b into a minus b. So this is 3 square minus 2 root 2 whole square. What is 2 root 2 whole square? This is equal to 9 minus 8, which is equal to 1. We know that in a quadratic equation, which is of the form ax square plus bx plus c, the sum of the roots is equal to minus b by a, and the product of the roots is equal to c by a. So what this tells us is that c is equal to a and b is equal to minus 6a. Similarly, we are told that 4 plus 2 root 3 is a root of the equation ay square plus my plus n. Again, a, m and n are integers. This would imply that the other root has to be 4 minus 2 root 3. And what is the sum of 4 plus 2 root 3 and 4 minus 2 root 3? This is equal to 8. And what is the product of 4 plus 2 root 3 and 4 minus 2 root 3? This is again of the form a plus b into a minus b. So this is 4 square minus 2 root 3 whole square. This is equal to 16 minus 12, which is equal to 4. So this would imply that minus y by a is equal to 8 and n by a is equal to 4. Or the value of n is equal to 4a and the value of y is equal to minus 8a. So we have the values of each one of them in terms of a. We'll calculate the value of B by M. What is B by M? B by M will be minus, sorry, this is 8 is actually equal to minus M by A. Y is basically the variable. So the value of M is equal to minus 8A. So the value of B by M will be 6 by 8, and the value of C is A minus 2B is plus 12A divided by N is 4A. This is 3 by 4 plus 13 by 4, which is equal to 16 by 4, which is equal to 4. So the required value or the required answer is option D, which is 4. In this question, we are told that N people worked on a project and they finished 35% of the project by working for 7 hours a day for 10 days. So what is the total number of hours these guys have worked? These guys have worked for 7 into 10, which is equal to 70 hours. Let us assume that one man or one person over here does 1 unit of work per hour. So in this 70 hours, the total work that is done is equal to 70N, because N people worked for 70 hours. Now they have completed 35% of the work. This is 35% of the work, or the total work that needs to be done, the actual work that has to be done is equal to 70N divided by 35%, which is equal to 200N. So out of this 200N, they have done 70N. So work remaining is equal to 130N. Now this is done by N minus 10 people, because 10 people have left the group. So the number of people remaining is N minus 10. And what is the total number of hours that they worked? They worked for 14 days for 10 hours a day. So the total work that has been done is N minus 10 into 140. This is equal to 130 into N, which is the work remaining. Using this equation, we can calculate the value of N. This will be 140N minus 1400 is equal to 130N, or the value of 10N is equal to 1400, or the value of N is equal to 140. So the number of people who are working is equal to 140. In this question, we are told that there are 500 cc of milk. So initially the volume of milk is 500 cc, and this is in one cup, and another cup contains water. The volume of water is also 500 cc. Now some mixing happened from one cup to another cup, and finally we ended up with different solutions in both of them. We are required to calculate the ratio of milk in one container to that of water in the other container. Now this seems like a very tricky question, but this is actually a very simple question with a very elegant answer. Now this is commonly asked, and knowing this concept is very important. If you think about the total volume in the glass, this is initially the glass and this is the cup. Let us first only look at the volume in the glass and volume in the cup. We won't look at the split between milk and water. We just know that the amount of milk at the start is 500 cc and the amount of water at the start is 500 cc. That is, the initial volumes of both of them are the same. Initially 150 cc of milk is transferred to the cup and mixed thoroughly. So the volume in the glass is 300 cc. Volume in the cup is 650 cc. This is a solution, but the volume is 650 cc. Next, 150 cc from the mixer is transferred from the cup to the glass. So again this will have 500 cc and this will have 500 cc. But now both of them are solutions. They are not pure milk or pure water. Now what is the amount of water in the glass to the amount of milk in the cup? This is the ratio we are going to calculate. Now if you think about it, this 500 cc is a mixture. It has some milk. Let the amount of milk be M. Therefore, the amount of water will be 500 minus M, because that is the total volume in the glass. The total volume in the glass is 500 cc. Suppose it contains M cc of milk. The remaining will be water, which is 500 minus M. Now, what is the amount of milk in the cup? We know that initially the amount of milk is 500 cc, of which M is in the glass. So the amount of milk in the cup will be 500 minus M. And therefore the amount of water will be M. This is milk and this is water. Now you don't need to really calculate the value of M. That is not needed. What is known and what is certain is that the amount of milk in one container will be equal to the amount of water in the other one. And similarly, the amount of water in one container is equal to the amount of milk in the other. This is true because initially both milk and water were of the same capacity, and the volumes at the end is also the same. So in this particular case, the ratio of the amount of water in the glass, which is 500 minus M, to the amount of milk in the cup, which is also 500 minus M, this ratio is equal to 1:1. So the answer for this question is option A. In this question, we are told that Neetu has an initial capital of 20,000. Out of this, she invests 8,000 at 5.5% in bank A, 5,000 at 5.6% in bank B, and the remaining amount at X% in bank C. What is the remaining amount? Initially, she has 20,000, 8,000 and 5,000 if you are deducting, that is if you are deducting 13,000, you will be left with 7,000. So she invested 7,000 at X% in bank C. So what is the total interest that she will get in 1 year? That will be 8,000 into 5.5% plus 5,000 into 5.6% plus 7,000 into X%. This we are told is equal to the overall interest rate is 5%. That is, this is equivalent to getting 5% on the entire 20,000. Using this, we can calculate the value of X%. We can cancel 1,000 from each one of them. We can cancel this percentage from each one of them. So the right hand side becomes 20 into 5, which is 100. The left hand side is 8 into 5.5, which is 44, plus 5 into 5.6, which is 28, plus 7x. Or the value of 7x is equal to 100 minus 72, which is 28, or the value of x is 4. So the rate of interest of X% is 4%. If she had invested the entire amount at X%, the total interest she would have received will be 20,000 into 4%, which is 4 by 100 into 1 year. This will be equal to 200 into 4, which is 800. So the answer is option B. In this question, we are told that there are two cars which are at different locations and they are traveling at different speeds. Let us assume that this is the distance between both the cars. Let the speed of the first car be A and the speed of the second car be B. Let the distance between them be equal to S. If they are moving towards each other, they take 1.5 hours to travel to each other. So they'll meet over here. Let us assume that A is greater than B. So what we know is that when they're traveling towards each other, their relative speed is A plus B. So S divided by A plus B is equal to 1.5 hours. But if they're moving away from each other, the relative speed will be A minus B. So S divided by A minus B is equal to 10.5. Using this, we can calculate the ratio of A and B. We will be told that if you divide one equation from the other, A plus B divided by A minus B is equal to 10.5 divided by 1.5, which is equal to 7, or A plus B is equal to 7A minus 7B, or the value of 6A is equal to 8B, or the value of A is equal to 4 by 3 into B. As the value of B is given to be 60 kilometers per hour, the value of A will be 80 kilometers per hour. What we are required to calculate is the distance that the slower car travels when it is meeting the other car while traveling in the same direction. Now, to actually calculate this answer, you don't need to solve it. You don't need to calculate the speed of the faster car, because you know that in the first instance, they meet after 1.5 hours and the speed of the slower car is given to be 60 kilometers per hour. So this distance will be 60 into 1.5, which is equal to 90 kilometers. So to answer this question, you can directly mark it as 90. But if the question actually asks what is the distance traveled by the faster car, not the slower car, then we need to calculate the speed of the faster car, which we have calculated as 80 kilometers per hour. So this distance will be 80 into 1.5 hours, which is 120 kilometers. But in this particular case, we are asked the distance traveled by the slower car, so that will be 90 kilometers per hour, which is option B.
We at Krakow provide all the previous year CAT papers along with many other MBA examinations such as IIFT, ZAT, SNAP, MAT, CMAT, test and PGDBA in the actual exam format. You can attempt them as a test and get a detailed analysis of your performance or download them as PDFs.
In this question, we are asked to calculate the arithmetic mean of all the distinct numbers that can be obtained by rearranging the digits of 1, 4, 2, 1, including itself. Now, how many numbers can be found by rearranging the digits of 1, 4, 2, 1? Here we have 4, 2 to be unique numbers and 1 is repeated 2 times. The total number of digits is 4, but like we said, there are 2 ones in it. So the total number of digits that are formed is equal to 4 factorial divided by, because there are 2 ones, 2 factorial. 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 2 factorial is 2. This is equal to 12. One way to solve it is actually noting down all the 12 numbers, calculating their total and taking the average, because there are only 12 numbers that can be done. But if the number of digits increases or if the number of alternatives increases, we should know the actual way of solving these kind of questions. So let us try to do that. You have 1, 4, 2, 1. The digits are 1, 2 and 4. These are the unique digits. Now out of these 12 numbers, when you are writing a 4-digit number, how many of them have 1 in the thousands place? If you have 1 in the thousands place, the remaining 3 digits can be either 1 or 2 or 4, because there are 2 ones. So the number of ways in which we can arrange them will be 6. How many will have 2 as the thousands digit? In that case, the remaining 3 numbers have to be 1, 1 and 4. There are total of 3 digits, but 1 is repeated 2 times. So that will be 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial, which is equal to 3. There are 3 such numbers. And how many numbers will have 4 as the thousands digit? Here we will be having 1, 1 and 2. So again we will have 3 such digits, 3 such numbers. Now if you are looking at the sum that is contributed by the thousands digit in all of these 12 cases, 1 is in the thousands place 6 times. So the total sum that is contributed by these 6 numbers from only the thousands place will be 6 into 1000. The total sum that is contributed by these 3 numbers which have 2 in the thousands place will be 3 into 2000. And from the 3 numbers which have 4 in the thousands place will be 3 into 4000. This is equal to 6000 plus 6000 plus 12000, which is equal to 24000. This is if you are looking only at the thousands place. The same way, we will have 6 numbers which will have 1 in the hundreds place. Because the remaining 3 digits have to be 1, 2 and 4 in some order, there are 6 such numbers. We will have 3 numbers which will have 2 in the hundreds place. We will have 3 numbers which will have 4 in the hundreds place. The sum contributed by these numbers which are in the hundreds place, we have just calculated the sum contributed by the thousands place. In the hundreds place, we are going to get 6 into 100, because we will have 1 in the hundreds place in 6 numbers. 3 into 200, we will have 3 numbers which will have 2 in the hundreds place, and 3 into 400. We will have 3 numbers which will have 4 in the hundreds place. This is equal to 2400. This is from the hundreds place. Similarly, in the tens place, we are going to get 240, and in the units place, we are going to get 24. The total sum is just adding all of them up. This is 26400 plus this is 264. This is equal to 2664. This is the total sum of all the 12 numbers. You divide it by 12 to get the average. This will be equal to 2222, which is option A. In this question, we are told that there are 3 sides of a quadrilateral. They are given to be 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 4 centimeter. We are asked to calculate what are the possible lengths of the fourth side if that is an integer, and these 4 make up a quadrilateral. If you have 4 sides of a quadrilateral such that A is less than or equal to, B is less than or equal to, C is less than or equal to D, the sum of the smallest 3 sides, A plus B plus C, has to be strictly greater than the largest side. Only then will the 4 lengths be part of the sides of a quadrilateral. If it is either equal or less than, then they cannot form a quadrilateral. So can the length of the fourth side be equal to 1 centimeter? In that case, the sum of these 3 will be 1 plus 1 plus 2, which is equal to 4 centimeters, which is the same as the length of the largest side, so that is not allowed, or 1 centimeter is not allowed. Can it be 2 centimeters? 1 centimeter is not allowed. If 2 centimeters, the sum of these two is 3 centimeters plus 2 is 5 centimeters, which is greater than 4 centimeters. So 2 centimeters is allowed. If you are looking at 3 centimeters, the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6 centimeters, which is greater than 4 centimeters. So 3 centimeters is again allowed. If you are looking at 4 centimeters, the length of the fourth side is 4, then 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7 centimeters, which is greater than 4 centimeters. So 4 centimeters is also allowed. If you are looking at 5 centimeters, then suddenly 5 centimeters, this is the unknown side becomes the largest side. The sum of the smallest three sides will be 1 plus 2 plus 4, which is 7 centimeters. 7 centimeters is greater than 5 centimeters, so this also is allowed. Similarly, the unknown side can even be 6 centimeters because the sum of the smallest three sides will remain 7 centimeters, so 6 centimeters will also be allowed. But the fourth side cannot be 7 centimeters or more because the sum of the three smallest sides in this particular case will remain 7 centimeters. So the fourth side cannot be 7 centimeters because then we will have the sum of the three smallest sides to be either equal to or less than the fourth side. That is not allowed. So the values that the fourth side can take, the integral values are 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is 5. It can take 5 values. In this question, we are asked to calculate the average of all the 3-digit terms which are part of the arithmetic progression 38, 55, 72 and so on. Whenever you are asked to calculate the average of an arithmetic progression, the easiest way to calculate the average is to calculate the first term and calculate the last term and take their average. The average of an arithmetic progression is the average of the first term and the last term. This arithmetic progression is 38, 55, 72 and so on. So the difference is 17. So each term of this arithmetic progression is of the form 17 into k plus 4. Because 38 is 34 plus 4. 34 is a multiple of 17. Then you add 17 to it. 55 will come. 55 is 51 plus 4. Then you get 72. 72 is 68 plus 4. So every term is of the form 17k plus 4. What is the smallest 3-digit number which is part of this arithmetic progression? The smallest 3-digit number will be, the smallest multiple of 17 is 102. So the smallest multiple will be 106. So we'll have 106 in it, then we'll have 123 in it, then we'll have 140 in it and so on. What is the largest 3-digit number which will be part of this arithmetic progression? The easiest way to calculate it is find out a multiple of 17, which is close to 1000. The first thing that comes to mind is 17 into 60, which is 1020. So one number which is part of this arithmetic progression will be 1024. But this is a 4-digit number. So we'll remove 17 from it. We'll have 1007. This also is a 4-digit number. We'll remove another 17 from it. So the last 3-digit number will be 990. So the arithmetic progression, which has only 3 digits, will be 106, 123, 140, till 990. The average of this arithmetic progression is the average of the first term and the last term, which will be equal to 106 plus 990 divided by 2. This is equal to 1096 divided by 2, which is equal to 548. So the answer for this question is 548. In this question, we are told that there are two sections, A and B. The average of A is 32, the average of B is 60. We are told that the number of students in B is 10 more than the number of students in A. So if you assume that there are A students in A, the number of students in B is A plus 10. Therefore, the total number of students in both the sections together will be 2A plus 10. And what is the total marks that they scored? That will be 32 into A, which is 32A, plus 60 into A plus 10, which is 60A plus 600, divided by 2A plus 10. This is equal to 92A plus 600 divided by 2A plus 10. We can divide the numerator and denominator with 2. This is equal to 46A plus 300 divided by A plus 5. Because we have A plus 5 in the denominator, let us express 46A plus 300 as 46A plus 230 plus 70 divided by A plus 5. The reason for that is because 46a plus 230 is 46 times a plus 5. So this can be simplified to equal 46 plus 70 divided by a plus 5. Now this is an integer that is told to us that the average of both the sections is also an integer. So 70 divided by a plus 5 has to be an integer. So a plus 5 has to be a factor of 70. What are the factors of 70? The factors of 70 are 1, 2, 5, 7, 10, 14, 35 and 70. Now a plus 5 can be one of them, but because a plus 5 will clearly be greater than 5, as the number of students in section A will be at least equal to 1, a plus 5 cannot be 1 or 2 or 5. So the smallest value of a plus 5 is equal to 7, in which case a is equal to 2, and the largest value of a plus 5 is equal to 70, in which case a is equal to 65. So the difference between the smallest value that a can take and the largest value that a can take is 65 minus 2, which is equal to 63. In this question, we are told that r is a real number such that f of x is equal to 2x minus r if x is greater than or equal to r, and it is equal to r if x is less than r. We are given the equation that f of x is equal to f of x, and this holds for all real values of x where x belongs to a particular interval. We are required to calculate that interval. If you are first trying to figure out how f of x looks like, the simplest way to get an intuitive understanding is by drawing a graph. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. And let us assume that r is somewhere over here. Now if x is less than r, it will be equal to r. So it will look something like this. This will also be equal to r. This is equal to r. So as long as x is less than r, it is equal to r. But once x starts going above r, then it becomes 2x minus r, which will essentially be equal to something like this. The slope of this line will be 2. Now you will notice that f of x is always greater than or equal to r. You will not find a value of x where f of x is less than r. This is one understanding that you should have. Now if you are considering f of x, from the definition this is equal to 2 into f of x minus r if f of x is greater than or equal to r, and it is equal to r if f of x is less than r. This is from the definition of f of x. Instead of x, we are substituting f of x. So f of x will be 2 into f of x minus r if f of x is greater than or equal to r, or it will be r if f of x is less than r. But like we have always, like we have just seen, f of x is always greater than or equal to r. So this case doesn't exist. You won't find a value of x such that f of x is less than r. So f of x is always equal to 2 times f of x minus r. If f of x is equal to f of x, that would imply that 2 times f of x minus r is equal to f of x, or the value of f of x is equal to r. Now what are the values of x for which f of x is equal to r? F of x is equal to r if x is less than r, and if x is greater than or equal to r, if you substitute 2x minus r to be equal to r, you will get the value that x is equal to r. So again, x is either equal to r or x is less than r. So the value of x has to be less than or equal to r. So the correct answer is option B. In this question, we are told that there is a triangle ABC, which is an isosceles triangle. Now, two sides are 8 centimeters each. This is told to us. This is A, this is B, and this is C. We are told that a circle is drawn with BC as diameter and this passes through A. Immediately, you should figure out that if there is a circle where you have a semicircle, you have a diameter, and you connect any point on the circumference to both ends of the diameter, that angle will be 90 degrees. That is, if you have any circle like this, you draw any diameter to this circle and connect any point on the circumference, the angle subtended at the circumference will be equal to 90 degrees. And this is vice versa also. That is, if there is a diameter and if there is any point which is a right angle, then that point has to lie on the circle. Now this would immediately tell you that ABC is a right angle triangle. AB is 8, AC is 8, this is given to us. So the length of BC, because this is a right angle triangle, will be 8 root 2, or the radius of this circle will be 4 root 2. This is the first circle. Let us call this circle to be C2. This is the smaller circle. Then we are told that there is another circle which is drawn with center A, and this passes through B and C. The radius of this circle, it will be probably something like this. The radius of this circle, let us call this C1, is equal to 8 centimeters. This is because this circle has AB as the radius. We are required to calculate the area of the overlapping region between these two circles. This is the information that is given. We can now ignore the triangle ABC. The triangle ABC is only needed to figure out that this is the radius of the smaller circle is 4 root 2 and the radius of the larger circle is 8 centimeters. Let me clear all of this so that I'll draw only two circles so that the explanation becomes easy. Let us assume this is the bigger circle and we have a smaller circle, something like this. Let us assume that this is passing through the center of the bigger circle. The radius of the bigger circle is 8 centimeters. The radius of the smaller circle is 4 root 2 centimeters. We are required to calculate the area of overlap. We know that the smaller circle is passing through the center of the bigger circle, which will be A. Now let this point over here be the center of the smaller circle. Let this be equal to say D. Now let us connect A to D. What is the length of AD? That will be the radius of the smaller circle, which will be 4 root 2. Let us connect D to the point of intersection of the two circles. This also will be 4 root 2. This also is a radius. If you are connecting A to the point of intersection, this will be 8 centimeters. Let this be equal to E. So this is 8 centimeters, this is 4 root 2 and this is 4 root 2. What does this tell us? This tells us that this is again a right angle, because 4 root 2 square plus 4 root 2 whole square is equal to 8 square. So using Pythagoras formula, this is a right angle. Similarly, on the other side also, if you are connecting using the same logic, this also will be a right angle. This also is 4 root 2. Let this be F. We also know that ADE, this is a right angle isosceles triangle because it is the radius which is 4 root 2, that is two sides are equal. So this will be 45 degrees and this will be 45 degrees. In fact, if you really think about it, EF will be a straight line and O will be the midpoint of that. It doesn't look like a straight line, but it will be a straight line because we have 90 degrees and 90 degrees, which is 180 degrees over here. Let us ignore this. Now we need to calculate the area of overlap. So if you are again, just to make things more clear, if you are now drawing another circles which look something like this, just to remove the confusion, this is looking something like this. If you are joining both of them, the center of the smaller circle will lie on it. Why does that lie on it? Because we have realized that that angle is 90 degrees. If this angle is 90 degrees and this angle is 90 degrees, if the total angle of joining E and F is 180 degrees, it has to be a straight line. So it looks something like this. Now again writing all of them, this is A, this is E and this is F. This is the center of the circle. Now if you are trying to calculate the area of the overlap, we need to first calculate this area, the area of the shaded region. Once we calculate the area of the shaded region, if that is equal to A1, we can add the area of this semicircle to it to get the overall area of intersection. Calculating this area of the semicircle is very easy because we know that the radius of the smaller circle is 4 root 2. If this is D. So the area of semicircle is equal to 4 root 2 into 4 root 2 into pi divided by 2, because the area of the semicircle is pi r square divided by 2. Root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2, which will cancel over here. So this is equal to 16 pi. Now if you can calculate the area of this shaded region over here, if you are calling that A1, the overall area of intersection will be A1 plus 16 pi. But what is A1? To calculate that, remember that this angle over here is 45 degrees, this angle over here is 45 degrees. So this itself angle EAF is 90 degrees. So let us first calculate the area of this sector. The area of this sector can be calculated because we know that this is 90 degrees and this radius of the bigger circle is 8 centimeters. So the area of the sector of the larger circle EAF will be equal to 1 by 4 because that is 90 degrees. 90 divided by 360 is 1 by 4 into pi r square into pi into 8 into 8. This is equal to 16 pi. From that, remove the area of this triangle EAF. What is the area of the triangle EAF? ED is 4 root 2, DF is 4 root 2. So area of triangle EAF is equal to half into the base length is 8 root 2 into the height, or it is actually quite easy. This is a right angle triangle. We have two 8s, the base and the height. EA is 8 and FA is 8. This is a 90 degree right angle in the middle. So this is half into 8, which is equal to 32 centimeter square. So the area of this shaded region will be 16 pi minus 32. Add to that the area of the semicircle, that is another 16 pi. So the overall area of intersection will be 32 pi minus 32. Now this kind of a question you can even answer by looking at the options. How can you answer it by looking at the options? You should first figure out that the radius of the smaller circle is 4 root 2 and the radius of the larger circle is equal to 8. Once you figure it out, you know that what is the area of the smaller circle? Area of the smaller circle is 4 root 2 into 4 root 2 into pi. This is equal to 32 pi. The area of the smaller circle C2 is 32 pi. So the area of overlap, this area will be definitely less than 32 pi. If it is definitely less than 32 pi, it cannot be option D. Now you figure out the area of this triangle. This triangle lies entirely within the area of intersection. And what is the area of this triangle? The area of this triangle, like we have just calculated, is 32. Now this kind of a question you can even answer by looking at the options. If you are looking at the options and if you figure out that this is 90 degrees over here, you are able to figure out that angle A is 90 degrees. Once you are able to figure out that angle A is 90 degrees, what is the area of triangle ABC? The area of triangle ABC we have calculated is 32 centimeter square. Now if you are trying to calculate what is the area of this sector, the area of this sector we have calculated is 16 pi. So intuitively, if you are able to figure out that required area, the area of overlap has to lie between 32 pi, which is the area of the smaller circle. The area of the smaller circle is 32 pi. That is 4 root 2 into 4 root 2 pi. That is 32 pi. And you know that the area of this sector with this 90 degrees is 16 pi. So you know that it has to be greater than 16 pi and it has to be less than 32 pi. Once you figure that out, you know that it can't be option A. You know that it can't be option B, which is less than 16 pi. You know that it can't be option D because it is equal to 32 pi. The only option which lies between 16 pi and 32 pi is option C. So just by looking at the options also and thinking about it a little more, trying to figure out what the area will be, what is the range of that area, many times you can actually answer this question.
Google search Krakow CAT formulas PDF. Click on the first link. You will get a list of topics for CAT. Click on one of the topics. Download the PDF to get a list of formulas for the topic.
In this question, we are told that there is a school which has less than 5,000 students, and if the number of students are divided equally into either 9 or 10 or 12 or 25 teams, then there are exactly 4 which are always left. So what this means is if you assume that the number of students is equal to S, and if you deduct 4 from S, that is S minus 4, S minus 4 is a multiple of 9, it is a multiple of 10, it is a multiple of 12, it is a multiple of 25. So S minus 4 is a multiple of the LCM of 9, 10, 12 and 25. What is the least common multiple? That is the smallest number which is a multiple of 9, 10, 12 and 25. The smallest multiple of 9 and 12 is 36. The smallest multiple of 10 and 25 is 100. So we have to find out the smallest multiple of 36 and 100. You can figure out that the smallest multiple of 36 and 100 is equal to 900. You can do that because you can essentially divide 36 into 4 into 9 and you know that 4 is a factor of 100, so it won't matter. So that number which is a least common multiple has to be a multiple of 9 and 100, which is 900. So s minus 4 is a multiple of 900 and s is less than 5000. So the possible values for s are either 904 or 1804 or 2704 or 3604 or 4504. Now we are told that if the students are divided into teams of 11 each, no one is left. That is, one of these has to definitely be a multiple of 11. That will be the value of s. Which of them is a multiple of 11? To calculate if a number is a multiple of 11, the easiest thing to do is to figure out the sum of the digits in the even numbers and sum of the digits in the odd places. If the difference between both of these sums is a multiple of 11, the entire number will be a multiple of 11. Here, for example, 904 is not a multiple of 11 because the sum of the digits in the odd places is 9 plus 4, which is 13, which is not a multiple of 11. Here, the sum of the digits in the odd places is 1 and the sum of the digits in the even places is 8 plus 4, which is 12. 12 minus 1 is equal to 11, which is a multiple of 11. So this is a multiple of 11. If you're looking at the next one, 2 plus 0 is 2, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 minus 2 is 9, so this is not a multiple of 11. Similarly, this is 3 plus 0, which is 3, and 6 plus 4, which is 10, so the difference is 7, which is not a multiple of 11. In the last case, 4 plus 0 is 4, 5 plus 4 is 9, the difference is 5, so this is not a multiple of 11. The only number which is a multiple of 11 is 1804, which will be the number of students in the school. Now, if they are divided into teams of 12 each, the maximum number of teams that can be formed is the value of 1804 divided by 12, the integer value of it, which is equal to 150. So the answer for this question is 150. In this question, we are asked to calculate the minimum possible value of x square minus 6x plus 10 divided by 3 minus 6. We are told that x is less than 3. As x is less than 3, let the value of p be equal to 3 minus 6. There are a couple of reasons for this. First, 3 minus x is the denominator of the expression. Second, we are told that x is less than 3. So 3 minus x, which is p, will be greater than 0 because x is less than 3. Now the given expression is x square minus 6x plus 10 divided by 3 minus x, which is p. What is x square minus 6x plus 10? If you look at x square minus 6x, you will notice that x minus 3 whole square is equal to x square minus 6x plus 9. So this expression basically is x minus 3 whole square plus 1 divided by 3 minus x, which is equal to p. But if 3 minus x is equal to p, x minus 3 whole square is equal to p square. So this is equal to p square plus 1 divided by p, which is equal to p plus 1 by p. Now what is the value of p plus 1 by p? The minimum value of p plus 1 by p when p is greater than 0 will be equal to 2. There are many ways you can prove this. Because p and 1 by p, both of them will be greater than 0, you can use the arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean. So p plus 1 by p divided by 2 is greater than or equal to the square root of their product, which is p into 1 by p, which is 1. So p plus 1 by p is always greater than or equal to 2 when p is greater than 0. And the minimum value is 2, which occurs when p is equal to 1 by p is equal to 1. The answer for this question therefore is option B, which is 2. In this question, we are told that there is a donation box which can receive only checks of 100, 250 and 500 rupee notes. On a good day, it received exactly 100 checks which total to 15,250. We are required to calculate the maximum number of 500 rupee checks that it has received. Let us assume that it received A checks of rupees 100, B checks of rupees 250 and C checks of 500. So the total number of checks it received is 100. So the value of A plus B plus C is equal to 100. And the value of each of these checks will be 100A plus 250B plus 500C. This we are told is 15,250. This is the information that is given to us. What we are required to calculate is the maximum value of C. To calculate the maximum value of C, let us first eliminate either A or B and try to express C in terms of the remaining variable and try to maximize it. Here it is easy to eliminate A because we can multiply the first equation with 100. So 100A plus 100B plus 100C is equal to 100 into 100, which is 10,000. Now if you subtract the second equation from the first equation, 150B plus 400C is equal to 5250. We can cancel 1 0 everywhere. So 15B plus 40C is equal to 525, or 3B plus 8C is equal to 105. Here, what is the maximum possible value of C? You know that 8C has to be less than 105. So let us look at the multiples of 8 which are less than 105. The largest multiple is 104. So if C is equal to 13, 8C will be equal to 104, and the value of 3B will be equal to 1. But in this particular case, B is not an integer. We want A, B and C, all of them should be whole numbers. That is, they should be greater than or equal to 0. And they should be integers. They can't be 1 by 3. So C cannot be equal to 13. What is the next highest possible multiple of 8? That is 96. In that case, C is equal to 12 and 8C is equal to 96. In which case, 3B will be 105 minus 96, which is equal to 9. Or B is equal to 3. This seems to be valid. We can also calculate the value of A, because A plus B plus C is equal to 100. And the value of A will be 100 minus 12 minus 3, which is equal to 85. All of them are whole numbers, so all of them are valid, and the maximum possible value of C is 12. In this question, we are told that there is a person called Moody who takes 30 seconds to finish riding an escalator by traveling at his normal speed in the same direction. Let us assume that the speed of Moody is s steps per second, and the speed of the escalator is e steps per second. So he is going like this. He travels for 30 seconds, so he is going to cover 30s. In those 30 seconds, the escalator will cover 30e. So the total steps on the escalator T is equal to 30s plus 30e. We are told that he takes 20 seconds to finish riding the escalator if he walks at twice his normal speed. If he is walking at twice his normal speed, he is going to cover 2s steps per second. So in 20 seconds, he is going to cover 40s. And in 20 seconds, the escalator will cover 20e. So the total steps is also equal to 40s plus 20e. If you are equating both of them, you will figure out that 10s is equal to 10e, or s is equal to e, or the speed, the normal speed of Moody is equal to the normal speed of the escalator, and the total steps t is equal to 60s, which is equal to 60e. Now if he is just standing on the escalator, he is not moving, and he is just going forward because of the escalator, the time that he takes to finish riding the escalator will be 60e divided by e, which is equal to 60 seconds. So the answer for this question is 60. In this question, we are told that there are two ships which are approaching the port in a straight line at constant speeds, and they initially form an equilateral triangle. So suppose this is how the equilateral triangle looks. This is the port, and this is ship 1 and this is ship 2 of side 24 kilometers. So this is the port, this is ship 1, this is ship 2. The length of the equilateral triangle is 24, 24 and 24. So this will be equal to 60 degrees. They are coming towards the port in a straight line. Now we are told that when the slower ship traveled 8 kilometers, so this will be 8 kilometers and this will be 16, because the distance initially is 24. The triangle formed by the positions of the two ships and the port became a right angle triangle. So let us assume that this is how the new triangle is. This is the ship 1's new position, this is the ship 2's new position. This is a right angle triangle. We know that one of the degrees is 60 degrees. This is same as the angle of the original equilateral triangle. The other one is 90 degrees. So this will be 30 degrees. So this would tell us that the distance of the second ship from the port can be easily calculated. This is 16 is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. So this will be 16 into sine 30. Sine 30 is equal to 1 by 2. So this is equal to 8 kilometers. or the distance that the second ship has traveled till now is 16 kilometers. So in the same time, the slower ship traveled 8 kilometers, the faster ship traveled 16 kilometers. So when the faster ship reaches the shore, it would have covered 24 kilometers, and in that time, the distance that the slower ship would have covered will be 24 divided by 2, which is equal to 12 kilometers, and it would have reached somewhere over here. This would tell us that the distance of the slower ship from the port by the time the faster ship reaches the port will be equal to 12 kilometers, which is 24 minus 12. So the answer for this question is option B. In this question, we are told that Bob can finish a job in 40 days. So Bob or B takes 40 days to finish a job. Alex is twice as fast as Bob. So Alex, because he's twice as fast, he'll take half the number of days. So he'll finish the job in 20 days. And Alex is thrice as fast as Cole. Or Cole, because he's 3 times as slow as Alex, will take 60 days to complete the job. Now, when you're solving these kind of questions, it is important to compare the efficiency of people. So let us assume that the total work that needs to be done is the LCM of 20, 40 and 60, which is equal to 120 units. So if the total work that needs to be done is 120 units, Bob will do, because he is taking 40 days to do 120 units of work, every day he does 3 units per day. Alex will take 20 days to do 120 units of work, so every day he does 6 units per day. And Cole takes 60 days to do 120 units of work, so every day he does 2 units per day. On the first day, Alex and Bob work. On the second day, Bob and Cole will work. And on the third day, Alex and Cole will work. If Alex and Bob are working, the amount of work that they'll do in one day will be 3 plus 6, which is 9 units. On the second day, Bob and Cole will work, so they will complete 3 plus 2, which is 5 units. And on the third day, Alex and Cole will work, so they will finish 8 units. Now, if they work for 3 days, the total work that they'll do is 9 plus 5 plus 8, which is 22 units. This is the amount of work that they'll do in 3 days. The total work that needs to be done is 120 units. So after 5 such cycles, the total work that will be completed is 110 units. So 15 days have elapsed. This is 3 into 5. And in 15 days, they do 110 units of work. On the 16th day, Alex and Bob will work. They will complete 9 units of work. So the total work that is done is 119 units. And on the 17th day, the total work will be finished. 17th day, Bob and Cole will work. They can complete 5 units of work. So they can easily complete the remaining 1 unit of work, and then the work is finished. In these 17 days, what is the number of days that Alex has worked? The number of days Alex has worked is, in these 5 cycles, in every cycle, Alex works on the first day and the third day. So he's working on 10 days. And he's working on the 16th day. That is, Alex plus Bob will work. So the total number of days Alex has worked is 11.